Hi guys, this is a pick a card reading on their darkest fantasies about you. You see three symbols in front of you and you're going to choose which symbol pulls you in. Think about your person, the person on your mind, while you choose your symbol. Let's go into pile number one. Hello, pile number one. We're diving right into it. What is this person's deepest, darkest fantasies about you? I have the Strength card. With the Death. We didn't mean that dark. Come on now. And then the Three of Swords. No, I am joking, guys. It's not that dark. You see the Death card and immediately I want to be like, oh my god, their darkest fantasy. And I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, so this person's darkest fantasies about you is actually no limits. They want to have zero limits, zero restrictions when it comes to you. Also, I am picking up on this energy that this person might have a pain fetish. Now, I don't know how you feel about that. I've never dealt with anyone that has a pain fetish before, so I have no idea how that would go, but that might be something that I'll Google after this. So a pain fetish, like what are we talking about? Like how painful? Let's see. This person's darkest fantasies about you. Oh, they think about it often. Okay, the images that come to my mind is maybe like hot candle wax on your body, or like ice, like perhaps ice, hot candle wax. I don't know what else. This person, I don't know, guys. This person has like a little fantasy about those type of things, and I'm definitely thinking the candle thing. Like if you were to suggest to this person, like obviously if you're into it, like don't just go and do things to do things. Like if you're actually into it and you wanna experiment with hot candle wax and this person, if you were to bring it up to them, they might think you're psychic. They might think like this bitch was in my head. Okay? Just saying. I am just saying. So let's see. What else? What is this person's darkest fantasies about pile number one? So lay it all out on the table. Oh. This person is not cutesy. And they're so not cutesy. They're not cutesy. Their darkest fantasies does not include affection and kisses and looking into each other's eyes and being like so mesmerized in the moment. Not at all. They want to talk dirty, or they want you to talk dirty to them. And I'm not speaking about the little tiny dirty talking, not surface level. I'm talking about shock factor. Like shock factor. Think about the most shocking things that you can say to them, and that is what they're imagining you saying to them. Maybe this is even like a hidden fantasy, like this is literally titled their darkest fantasy, so it's like a hidden dark fantasy of them to hear like outrageous things in the act, like outlandish things. Yeah, I want to give examples, like I really want to, but I don't know what's crossing the line here. Let's pull more cards, because this person's got me a little messed up. Because what do you mean, sir? What is this person's darkest thoughts about pile number 1? Okay, I did have that vibe a little bit. Okay, guys. This is someone who, obviously, they like extreme things. So they'll also be someone who's interested in like tying you up, being tied up, those type of things, but where there's almost like no limits. Okay? Now, this is just their fantasies. This does not mean that you now have to go do these things for this person, because their darkest fantasies could even be like in their subconscious, in their unconscious mind, stuff that will like activate the like beast inside them, you know? But my dad. Okay. What is this person's darkest fantasies? I feel like I'm saying a lot of the things in my mind but not saying it out loud, and just hoping that you are able to read my mind in that, like, you know, because it's a little bit risky. I don't know what's crossing the line when it comes to like this person is so not cutesy. Okay, they want to hear almost like they want to be worshipped in a way as well, like during the act. They have another fantasy of like being worshipped in a way. Okay, that's another thing. And especially like their darkest fantasy, the thing that they think about the most, is you speaking really dirty to them. Really, really, really dirty. Not telling them how things feel or stuff like that, but I'm talking shock factor. Shocking. I have examples in my mind, guys, but I can't. I feel like I'm crossing a boundary. I can't do it, you guys. It's shocking. Okay. Is there anything else before we go into pile number 2? I don't know if I should shock you guys by just saying it, because I don't know how you'll take it. I mean, it's not nice. It's not, like I said, it's not cutesy. It's not nice. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example, and it's not gonna be fun to hear. So if you don't want to hear the example, like, rather go on to pile number 2 or 3. But I'm giving the example for those of you that are risky like that and want to know, you know? So something like this. Let's say you're in the act now with this person, and you have like a friend. You guys, this is not going to be nice. I'm giving a final warning. And you have a friend, like a friend that they know, you know, and then you tell them, call me by my friend's name. That will shock them. Like, it will be shocking. Or let's say you know their ex's name. You say, call me by that name. You guys, it is shocking, okay? It is not nice in any way. This person's darkest fantasies is not cutesy in the slightest. All right, not sure if they are even aware of it, or if it's hidden in their mind, but this is definitely something like the shock factor is what will just drive them beast mode. Okay, now again, not saying to do it, like, please, this is just a random tarot reading on YouTube. Don't now go and do these things actually, unless you really want to. I'm not telling you what to do or not to do. I'm just telling you their deepest, darkest fantasy. Okay, let's go on to pile number 2. Hello, pile number 2. What is your person's deepest, darkest fantasies about you? Let's see. Pile number 1 was wild. Wild is all I can say. It is like the true definition of darkest fantasies. So let's see if pile number 2 is a little bit more mellow. It's already starting off a little bit more mellow. And then at the bottom, the 9 of Wands. I think I spoke a little bit too quickly. Okay. This person, during the act, their darkest fantasies is more so about you countering every single doubt that they have about the connection. Okay, like during the act. Like, for example, if this person has a fear that you'll leave them one day, and you know that they have a fear that you'll leave them one day, telling them something like, I will never leave you, I can never leave you. It is impossible for me to leave you. But like during the act, that will send them into beast mode. Okay, that is a really dark fantasy that they have. Or let's say they have a fear that they're not good enough, and then you say stuff to them like, you are the best I've ever had, there's nothing like this, you know, like stuff like that, that just completely that completely counters all of their fears and all of the emotional things that they're trying to get over in normal relationship with you outside of the act. Yeah, if you were to counter those things during the act, let me tell you, beast mode. This person, they'll have a shock factor. Not as much as pile number 1, because can't get over that one. But yeah, let's see. What is this person's deepest, darkest fantasies about pile number 2? Okay. This person really wants to hear nice things from you, which is, I don't know, maybe pile number 2, you don't really say a lot of nice things. Maybe you don't compliment a lot, or you don't say a lot of words of affirmation to this person, which is fine. You're the Queen of Swords, is what you're showing up as. You're cutthroat and direct, and compliments are earned, the compliments are a luxury from you. They are earned. They are not little tiny words that you just throw around to please people and to boost their egos. You know better than that. You're not here to boost everyone's egos up left, right, and center. If they want their ego to be boosted by you, they must do something that boosts their respect in your mind and in your vision. Okay, so this person's darkest fantasies about you is you being like really loving and affectionate, and not really affectionate, just more so like saying, I love you, you're the love of my life, and like stuff like that they'll never hear like normally from you. Like, if you were to say stuff like that, I genuinely feel like pile number 2, your person genuinely fantasizes about these things. Conscious mind fantasies, daydreams about this, about you telling them how much you love them, how they're the best that you've ever had, that you'll never be able to leave them, you are intensely in love with them, that you can't handle how in love you are with them. This person, they're clowning. Like, let me tell you, this is a fantasy for a reason. Okay, they're too much, I'm telling you. Pile number 2, they're too much. Let's go a bit more in. What is this person's deepest, darkest fantasies about pile number 2? Okay. This really is some dark psychology shit coming out right now, because I'm picking it up like this. And you guys, this is so dark psychology that I am not suggesting this in any way, shape, or form. Don't know if I should like put a disclaimer in, but I'm not suggesting this. Do not take this as I am telling you to do this, because I really am not. But this person, if you were to transform into the Queen of Cups, into this loving, nurturing, you're just smitten with them and in love with them and can't get away from them during the act, but then you switch it up the moment you guys go back to normal outside of the act, in normal relationship, you just go back to yourself as the Queen of Swords. I don't see a reality where this person can ever let you go. I feel like you will be the queen or king of their mind in all forms of existence. That's so, like, it's dark, but that's the point of this reading. It's like it's dark psychology in a form. So that's, yeah, if you were able to switch it up like that, you will literally be their fantasy in both like forms, because this person is a little bit avoidant. So if you, and you know that you're intuitive, you're the Queen of Swords, you see the truth in people. So you know that if you were to bombard them with love and affection and their everything, they're your whole world, in your normal relationship, that they'll start to pull away because they're avoidant. They'll be scared of that level of love and affection. But if you continue to play the way that you're doing right now in the relationship, but give them that version in the act, and then just switch back, like, my dude, dark psychology, let me tell you. What is this person's deepest, darkest thoughts about pile number 2? Aww. Their fantasies about you. Heal them. It makes them feel like it's something that they need to earn. Like they need to earn your love. They need to earn your respect. They need to earn the feeling that they're worthy of you. So when they have these fantasies about you, they almost go like into escape mode, and then they fantasize about you like just full on loving on them. But then in the normal world, outside of the act, it gives them something to like work towards. As dark as that sounds, I guess that's the point of this. But again, you understand the psychology of this person, and that is why you're not overly affectionate with them, because you know the risk of that. And it's sad, but it is real life. You know, it's sad, but in real life and in relationships, you deal with people's wounds. You don't just deal with them. You deal with the versions of them that has been hurt, that has been abandoned, that has been betrayed, that has been bullied, that has been taken for granted. You deal with all of those versions and the defense mechanisms against those versions. You know that. You are so smart. What is this person's darkest fantasies? Is there anything else? This person's darkest fantasies about a pile number 2. Let's just pull all the cards, because this is getting a bit juicy. They do have another fantasy about you. 2, actually. This might be very specific. Okay. The first fantasy that they have is to do with something in the car. They want the two of you to do something in the car while the car is moving. Now, again, I am not telling you to go and do that because that sounds dangerous, okay? But I'm telling you, this is a dark fantasy that they have about you. For example, they're driving the car and you're doing little something something, or you're driving the car and they're doing a little something something, you know? That's a very dark fantasy that they have about you. Again, not suggesting it in any way, shape, or form. And another fantasy that they have about you, this might be for someone specific, is to do it at your job or at their job. For you to like show up at their job, and then perhaps this is a fantasy that they have while they're at work or while you're at work. They have this fantasy of the two of you doing the act at your job or at their job. Okay? So these are the darkest fantasies of pile number 2. Let's go into pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. Let's see your person's darkest fantasies about you. The Queen of Cups. Ooh. Is someone in a commitment? Listen, is someone in a commitment outside of a relationship in this fantasy? Because that's kind of low-key what I'm picking up. So if you are thinking about, like, I don't know, are you in a relationship with this person or not? Because I'm getting the sense of someone is in a committed relationship or in a commitment elsewhere, and then someone else, now this someone else is the one having these fantasies about you. Okay? Either they are in a committed relationship and they're having these fantasies, like married. I'm getting married, straightforward. Either married or very committed relationship. Well, committed if they're having these fantasies. So you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? So that is actually the person, and this is the first time now of all the piles where it's not so direct, where it's not so these two people hook up, these two people are together. It's not like that. It's more complicated than that when it comes to this person's fantasies. So their fantasy is you, okay, is you. And I feel like I need to go more into that because this is a shock for you, or this is like uncovering a secret for you. What I'm about to tell you is actually like a secret. You might not know that this individual has these fantasies about you, but they do so heavily that is bleeding through your reading. Okay, this might not even be the person who you initially came to this reading for. You might then want to watch pile 2 or 1, but I'm going to continue this the way that I'm supposed to, because this is going to uncover a little dark secret. Could be from a King of Cups. Okay, so a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Yeah, I'm going to expose the ass. Let's see, what is the darkest fantasies and who is this person? Oh. Are you currently in contact with this person? Let's see. No. I don't know. I don't think you're in active contact with them, but contact is coming up with them because there's this sense of a lot has changed between the two of you, or in the dynamic between the two of you. This person might truly believe that you are in a relationship, and that is this person's fantasy is about oh my gosh, they want to steal someone from someone else. That is the dark fantasy. I am so smart. So their fantasy, let's say you are in a relationship, like in a committed relationship, you will become the object of their deepest, darkest desire because they want to be able to steal you away from that person. This is This is dark. They want to be able to like steal you away. That is this person's deepest, darkest fantasies, is being able to steal someone away from someone else. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. So if you are in a relationship, they would want to steal you from your partner. I mean steal. Like I'm not speaking like jokingly here. I mean they want to steal you from your partner, and it's a fantasy. It is like a fantasy being able to win you over, being like, this is the type, oh my gosh, this is the type of person who becomes friends with people who are in relationships to hear all of the stories, all of the concerns, all of the this and that and whatever, and then they do the opposite. They do everything right. They do everything right in order to be like a safe space for that person, so that that person can run to them, but they're also very dumb. Okay, let's not call them smart if they're not, because we're not liars here. They're very dumb, because that never works. That just puts you deep in the friend zone. Like, yes, like if this is someone that you don't even like know like that, you know, if this is just like a friend or something like that, then if they were to do that, if they were to try and steal you away, you will just friend zone them. They will just be a friend zone. But if they are an ex-partner of you and you've had these suspicions, then the suspicions are being confirmed right now. This person's deepest, darkest fantasies are very psychological. They want what they can't have. Point blank. They want what they can't have. Okay? And they're willing to do whatever it takes to get what they can't have. This person will always, I'm putting a warning up. This person will always have the fantasy, and I'm sorry to break your heart if you are very interested in this person, but I have no desire to lie to you. They will always have that fantasy. It will always be a fantasy of them. It is something that they need to work through. They need to dig very deep into their spiritual side and into their soul in order to integrate and heal this part of them. Otherwise, they will always have a fantasy for someone that they can't have until they have them, you know? And then it's on to the next person who they can't have. Well, right now, you are the person that they're perceiving that they can't have. So all of their desire and their fantasy is on you. And if they can never have you again in their life, for the rest of their life, you are going to be the fantasy that they have. You are going to live in this person's mind as a fantasy, and I'm not joking, for the rest of their life, if they can never have you again. Psychological. Dark. Okay, let's see. What is this person's darkest fantasies about? Pile number 3. It's like they want to marry you. Like they want to marry you. This is not even just like, listen, this pile isn't like sexual. The other 2 piles were straight up sexual. This isn't sexual. This is they want to marry you, but first they want to steal you away from someone else to feel like they've earned you. And then they want to marry you. Whew. They want to be in a third party situation. Like they want to. They want to be the other guy or the other girl until they're the main one. Very psychological and deep. So why do they want to marry you if they... Oh my gosh, they're always going to want to marry you. There's something different about you. There's something about you that they can't let go of. You have some type of like emotional print on you that they can't let go of. They can't ever let you go. And also, pile number 3, this person is never gonna let you go. That you guys might not talk for a while, or even if you cut communication off with this person like for the rest of your life, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that they've let you go. This is very dark. What is this person's darkest fantasies about pile number 3? I don't want to throw stuff like this out here, but I might. This person, they want a third party situation. They want to be the other guy. They want to be the other girl. And they're waiting for you to get into a relationship. Oh my God, they're waiting for you to get into a relationship so they can step in and love bomb the absolute living F out of you, because that's their fantasy, and it activates the moment that you are moving on with your life. It activates within them. It's like a soul mission or something that they have to steal you from someone else. This is dark business. They don't see a problem in what they're doing, especially not while they're doing it. This person doesn't seem to give any type of remorse. This is a genuine fantasy that they play with. They are aware of this fantasy and they don't feel it's bad in any way. They aren't reflecting upon it in any way, because this person thinks that their fantasy is their desire. Okay, they don't bridge the gap between a fantasy and a desire. A fantasy is something that you think about but that you won't really act upon, because it's especially a dark fantasy. But a desire is something that you can actually have if you work towards it. Now this person, they don't bridge the gap there. They believe that their fantasy is their desire, and their desire is something that they can have, so they go for it. And it's never wrong for them to desire these things. And they're going to work really hard. I'm feeling that you are going to be love bombed so much by this person, bombarded with love and affection once they believe that you are in another relationship. Okay? Okay, dokie. This is what I have for you. Bye, guys.